Welcome to the Soulful Badass podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, an intuitive success coach from the UK, and I'm here to help entrepreneurs, leaders, and soul-aligned goddesses to create epic levels of success and impact in your life and your business. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you are tuning in every week for mindset talk, manifestation, magic, and incredible interviews with other soul-aligned entrepreneurs. So hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to invite you to come and join the Soulful Badass community. All the links are in the show notes. Please go and click them, and I'll see you in there. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. Now, this week I am talking about one of my favourite topics. And before I become an entrepreneur, I never talked about this as much, or I didn't talk about it in a very good way. So that might give you a clue. Now, we are going to be talking all about money. Yes, you heard it. And you know I love talking about money and abundance, because when you're an entrepreneur, it can be the biggest thing that either skyrockets your success or steals it from you, because our money mindset and our relationship with money has a huge part, not only on our business, but on our life, our relationships. It is massive. And I'm going to talk to you about why, but also the real truth about money and why it influences our business, our success, our relationships, and all that good stuff. Because actually, money is not the problem. And I want to put that out there. Money is by no means your biggest problem. And you might be sat there thinking, Rachel, well, that's very nice, but I don't have any, so it really is a big problem. Or I don't know how to make sales or consistent money in my business. So yes, Rachel, it is a big problem. And I want you to really open your mind in this episode, because I'm going to be sharing some hidden truths about money that might actually blow your mind and change the way that you look at your whole entire relationship when it comes to money. Now, what am I talking about? Money itself is an energy. It has no form. Let me say that again. It has absolutely no form. It has no power, and it has no owner. Now, think of those three things. You often think of money as money in your bank account, or money in your hand, or money is a sale from someone. You are probably giving money a form of its own. But actually, when you look over the time, money has no form. Money is a currency exchange. It's an energy exchange. So at one point it was gold. At another point it was potatoes. It was vegetables. Now it is numbers on a computer that, we think have meaning, but actually they are numbers on a database, on a computer sheet. It can be the form of a note, but that note is just a piece of paper. So the money itself has no form. The numbers we attach to it is what we give that form to. And that could be, if something suddenly changed, we could go back to dealing in food and vegetables, whereas actually that would be what we class as money. So money itself is an energy. It's an energy we pour into whatever currency exchange we are using at the time. It does not have a form of its own. So let's just release that. Let's just release this power that money is a thing. Money is not a thing. And when you think of it as a form or a thing, what you do is you create a difference between you and that. Our ego loves to individualize us and make us separate to the whole dynamic of this energetic world that we live in. But we are all energy. Yes, we have skin that we can touch, and we have this body and all of that thing, but actually everything about us is energy, and money is energy too. So when you think of it that way, there's actually no separateness between you and money. And when you get your head around that, you can actually attract more by using your thoughts, your energy, your vibration, because that is going to bring you the energy in rather than bringing you a physical, tangible form, which is what you've been trying to attract, which is never how it works. With manifesting, you put the vision out, you imagine it, you create it in your mind, then the manifestation comes in, which is a physical form. So it's exactly the same with money. We spend all this time trying to create the physical form, but we forget about the visioning, the imagining, all that good stuff. And we pour whatever energy we're giving money, and that's what we're creating. So actually the physical form we're creating is probably all the negative energy we're pouring into it, rather than what we need to do, which is create that good energy around money to create the good physical form. We spend all of our time looking at what is physically manifested in our life and building our money experience from that. But what we're doing is we're always looking backwards doing that. We're looking at our old mindset that created the form in our life. So if you're currently having no money, I want you to ignore that fact. I want you to totally park that, because actually what you need to focus on is when you have the money, what that's going to look like, what that's going to feel like, how much fun you're going to be able to have. Because money in itself is completely neutral. So when I say it has no power, that is exactly what I mean. Money is neutral. It is not good. It is not bad. It is not one thing or the other. It is completely neutral. And money takes on whatever form, whatever power we give it. So it's an amplifier more than it has its own power. So if we are constantly looking at the fact that we have no money, all it is doing is amplifying that to us, which is creating more and more of we have no money. If we're constantly looking at the fact that we have no sales in our business or people don't buy us, it is amplifying that back to you. People often use it as good or bad, as in, oh, well, that person's got loads of money and they're an absolute arsehole. Actually, that's not the fact. They were an arsehole to begin with, and the money's just amplified how much impact they have on the world. So you're seeing the bigger impact, but they were always an arsehole. Same as if people are good. If people are good-natured, it amplifies that as well. So the good-natured people give more to charities, they give more out, they use the money for good. It is a neutral force which just amplifies what's already there. So if you are thinking it in terms of, oh, well, I want to be a nice person, so that means that I just need to settle with less money. No, if you're a good person, you want more money so you can do more good in the world. Get over this old way of thinking that has come from religion and trying to keep us small and trying to keep us in this lower vibrational place, while all those religious people who were telling you this had ultimate amounts of money. And look at the religion that is in this world now. They're all sat there with all this money. Are they doing masses of good with it, or are they just keeping the people small like what they've been taught to do? We've got to really change our thinking on this. We were never meant to be broke. We were never meant to be skins. Like, let that go. God, Jesus, whatever you look up to, the universe does not want you to be skinned. It has absolutely no benefit of that. The universe operates from a state of love. Love is the power that rules this universe. And that is what it wants to vibrate at. So if you love money and you love giving to people and you love everyone around you, you are going to be amplified to be able to do that by having more money. That's what it wants. It wants you to be abundant. It wants you to live as above, so below. That word means heaven on earth. That is exactly what that literal description is. As above, so below. Because as in heaven, that's what we can create here. So if you are constantly saying it's not good, or it's not spiritual, or it's not whatever to want money, or I should just be happy, get that out your mind, or this is not the podcast to be listening to, because all of that really is just a belief system that needs to be reprogrammed. You as a good person can amplify your effect and amplify your impact by having a hell of a lot of money so that you can do good things in this world, because it's a neutral power, but it has the power to amplify. So please remember that. As well, it has no owner. It is not mine. It is not yours. It is not whoever you see as having lots of money. This really, really does hold people back. Often when you're in a place where you've been low on money or low on funds for whatever reason, and every time that's happened, it's a temporary thing. But often at that point, you've had to borrow or get some support from another source. And that could have been a loan, it could have been a credit card, it could have been a person. And what we do at them points is we give that power to the person rather than knowing that money has no owner. So when you look at where you've had to get your money from at them times, and this is really prevalent when we're starting a business, we're often really struggling with the fact that we need something external to our business currently to support what we're doing. So often we have a job that supports you starting up in your business, or you might have a friend or a spouse or an investor that supports you starting up in your business. And what that can do is, if you are not at a point where you can break away from that and make it on your own, it can cause this disconnect within yourself to say you're not good enough, or you're not doing things enough, or all these things, because you feel like you're borrowing, like you're taking that money from someone else. But the money isn't that other person's. Money is constantly flowing. It's constantly changing hands. Like I said, it's a currency exchange. It is always moving. So it does not belong to one person. That person might be the temporary fix that the universe has presented as that opportunity for you to get money at that point. It does not mean it is their money. It is all universal energy, just like oxygen is. It is all floating about. It is universal energy. It doesn't have a form. It doesn't have a power. It doesn't have an owner. So if you are currently borrowing from a person or a bank or a credit card, let go of any guilt or residual feeling that you have towards that. That person happens to be the source of that money at that time. It is not theirs. It is not theirs to hold on to. It is not theirs to, beholden to. You don't have to suddenly, owe everything to that person because they've lent you that money. What they've done is been that universal source, that portal, that if you think of the universe, you've asked for money to come in to support you in your business. The universe has presented you with the cash machine. That is the cash machine. That person is the cash machine. Take the face off it. Take the debt label off it. Take the loan label off it. It is the source that is bringing you the funds. It is the source that's bringing you the energy. The form that you want money to take, that is the form it is taking, and you are using that towards your business or wherever it is that you need it for. So please let go of that imagination that it belongs to someone. It's not my money. It's not your money. It's not their money. It's not the bank's money. It's energy. And that energy is a currency. And if you are using it to spark your business and work things in a better way, then let that guilt and shame go. Because that's one of the biggest things. We give money power. We give money power, we give people with money power, we give all this stuff power, whereas it doesn't have any. Money alone cannot create. Money cannot create a thing. Money cannot destroy anything. And money cannot multiply alone neither. So what does create, destroy, and multiply? It comes down to the very basic fundamentals of manifesting. Your thoughts. Your thoughts create the emotional frequency wave that either attracts or detracts money. That it is as simple as that. Money is an energy wave. It comes in all different types. So if you have an idea that £100 has its own energy versus £1 million, that is an energy wave. And what will happen, that wave will connect with what energy you're portraying. So your thoughts say whether £100 is good or £1 million is good. Your thoughts say whether you're worthy of £100 or whether you're worthy of £1 million. That is the only difference. That money could come in, at any point. But if you don't believe that you're worthy of £1 million, or you believe that it's hard to make £1 million And currently you're not putting the work in to do that. That is where the disconnect is. And that's why you're not seeing that big money. That is the only reason. It is whatever thoughts you are pouring into it. You are feeding, you are amplifying that neutral source. So if you are saying in your business that everybody wants you free stuff and nobody buys from you, you are repelling money. You are pouring energy in, and what that is creating is nobody buying from you. If you believe it is hard to start up in business and you've got to sacrifice so much in the beginning to enable you to make money 2 or 3 years down the line, then that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to work hard 2 or 3 years down the line. You might see some glimpses of money, but you're going to be in a lower vibrational state. And as well, your thoughts are going to be negative towards money because you're going to have spent so long without it. So your thoughts are really the catalyst to money. Your thoughts are what are allowing it in. Your thoughts are what are creating things with money. Your thoughts are what are destroying things with money. And your thoughts are what multiplying money. So when I was in a low vibrational state when it comes to money, and I really did have a bad relationship with it, I used to blame money for my relationship. I used to blame money for what was happening in my life. And actually what was happening in my life was a result of my thoughts and my actions. And the relationship was a result of both of our thoughts and actions. Money was nothing to do with it. Money was an excuse for me not to address the actions that were happening in the relationship. So there was some bad choices going on. There was some choices that meant that I wasn't put as priority. And instead of looking at the person who'd done that, or the choices they'd made, what I would do is blame money for that situation. Also, when you look at things in your business, you blame money or your money beliefs around the fact that you actually don't have money in your business. Whereas sometimes, are we opening up the flow to money? The biggest thing entrepreneurs do is they evaluate before it's over. So you might be saying, I'm not making money in my business. And I had this conversation the other day with our mastermind clients. But to be honest with yourself, are you open to money in your business? Is there part of you that fears having money in your business? Because is the part of you that thinks, well, if I have all this money, I've got to work harder? You're instantly repelling it if that's the case. Because if you have a family, if you have people around you, then you're probably not going to want to work ultra hard all of the time. And part of you probably had a business for freedom in the first place. So the thought of working the hours of a job just absolutely sucks the life out of you. And what that is doing is saying, actually, I don't want the money, because if I get the money, I've got to work harder. So what are your underlying beliefs? What are your underlying thoughts that are happening and playing out with money? Because whatever that is pouring into your business, pouring into your life, pouring into your relationships. So if you're feeling like money has to come from a job, if that's what you constantly say, constantly believe, constantly think, and then you are trying to create a business, you're never going to be in a situation where you can leave that job for the business because you believe and you're saying to yourself, money has to come from a job. So we've got to start to reprogram these thoughts. And most importantly, we've got to start to have some fun with money. Money is an energy source and it wants to amplify what's there. So you want to have fun with it. The more fun you have, the more your vibrational state is higher. And that's when you can attract more and more money, because that energy just opens up the floodgates to more and more. So how can you start to have fun with money? How can you start to shift this relationship? Go on an abundance treasure hunt. Now, bear with me on this. This is so much fun. I want you to go around your house and go on an abundance treasure hunt. Go around and just have a look at all the stuff you have. Now, you might have a house that you're thinking, oh my God, I need to declutter. Like there is stuff everywhere. It's getting on my nerves, blah, blah, blah. But actually, go and have a look around your house and look at how much abundance you have. I am recording this on a MacBook. So much abundance there. I have an amazing TV. I go in my house, I've got food in my cupboards. I have crystals literally everywhere. And when I start to look around how much they cost, oh my God, my mind boggles. I go to my wardrobe and I look at the clothes and I think of how much they cost and how much, is money sat in that wardrobe. Go and have an abundance treasure hunt. And it's not to look for money. It's not to look for things to sell. I mean, if you find things to sell, brilliant. That's an added bonus. But go and have a look and just see how much abundance you are surrounded by. See how much you have either been given or you have bought. And go and have a look at all the stuff that is already there. All the abundance that is already around you. And also go and have a look at it from a grateful mind. So I absolutely love the things that are in my house. The crystals are amazing. They make me high vibe. My laptop is incredible. This is how I run my business. All the things in my wardrobe are things I have chosen. So there's some things I might not like anymore, and that's a decluttering opportunity. The things I have chosen. So go and have a look. Even look at the outfit you're wearing, the rings you're wearing. I always love to do this. If I'm ever feeling poor, I am an absolute magpie when it comes to money. Not money, magpie when it comes to jewelry. So when I'm feeling poor and I'm getting into my lack mindset and feeling that old energy washing over, I look down at my hands. And this sounds really weird, but just have a look. If you are a ring wearer, have a look at your hands and just take in what you are wearing on your hands. Now, I always look at my hands and I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, I've got some money on them fingers. Yeah. And then I'll let it spread. Look at your watch. Look at your clothes. Look at your outfit. Look at the car you're driving. Like, take this even further and just go, oh, yeah, there's money all round. And the best bit is you attracted that. You attracted all of them things. So why can you not attract more and more and more? And when you get really clever at working out this relationship you have with money, what you can actually do is amplify it and multiply it. And it's like learning a cheat code for abundance. And that is exactly what I love to teach. And I teach that in all my programs. And next year, when MSA opens, so if anybody doesn't know, MSA is my mastermind, that's Miraculous Success Academy. We're going to be diving into a real money and abundance program. So that will be open to all, but if anybody's in MSA, you will get that as part of it. And I mention this because the waitlist is open now, because I am opening the doors to that very, very soon. So if you are not on the waitlist, go and get on it. I will pop the link in the show notes. But MSA is my mastermind. That's where you get to work with me for 6 months. It's absolutely incredible. So if you want to take your business from zero to hero, then that is the place to be. But it is so important that we start to change this relationship with money, because money is just a neutral. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling about it is what's powering it. So as well, if you're not feeling good about money, what are you feeling good about yourself? Are you feeling good about the way you act and operate in your life and business? Probably not. So let's start to change this. Let's start to empower this. Women are meant to have money. Women are meant to have money to make massive change in this world. And that is exactly what I am here for. I am here to help support you do that. So please reach out, book a soulpreneur session, do something that is going to shift your relationship with money, because the only thing holding you back on this is you and your mindset. So if you have always been rubbish with money, just park that and know that you can change it. Know that it can all change and all, revert into an awesome relationship with this energy. So please let go of any guilt, any shame, any feelings of doubts, lack, whatever it is, because money doesn't need to take that on from you. Money is neutral. Money will be there for you. Just pour that energy into it. If you're pouring the guilt, the shame, the lack, and all of that stuff, then that is what money is taking form as. It isn't taking form as what you want. So if you're not seeing the money that you want, there's something to reprogram in that mindset. So let's take a good look at this and see what you have been pouring into your money. And come and join the Soulful Badass community so that you can share with me what resonates with this, whether this has been an eye-opener for you, whether you've ever thought about money in this way. Because believe me, once you get your head around this concept, you can change everything. So come and join the group so that you can share with me more. And if you want to sign up for Miraculous Success Academy waitlist, make sure you go to the link in the show notes. I'll catch you next time. Have an amazing, abundant week. Love you loads. Bye.